welcome back everyone, welcome back to another week, another edition of the PiGosaur Monday number 16. I'm of course your side VIP with you. I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all. It has been a day, it's been far too long here, and welcome one and all. I do apologize for otherwise being unavailable yesterday, but the weekend was just so intense. The weekend, we of course casted 2 days back to back. One day was 12 hours, the other day was 10 hours, and by the end of it my throat was really sore. It was like unironically, I was not feeling well yesterday morning, so because that we rescheduled our Enki broadcast. We're going to be going over the Enki Christmas Invitational, did reschedule. Likewise, I was not at 100% for Wardy TV Monday either. I think I could have casted Wardy TV Monday, but I probably would have, it wouldn't have been good. It probably wouldn't have been the best. It wouldn't have been the best idea. Regardless, we are at 100%. We are here. We are back, and we are jumping into our first series of the night. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Frostline, we have the Canadian Terran player representing Storm Gaming. It is UpATree Zelda, aka UpATree. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the PiGosaur player representing, I believe, still on the Platinum Heroes. It is Hatsu. Okay. Bit of a later GLHF, but let's go. Let us go. To have an initial opener, Hatsu guys pull into a standard opener from our Terran player as well. Shout out to old mate Sal, by the way. I believe UpATree is still conducting his subathon. Has been going for a couple of days, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, UpATree's subathon has been put on hold whenever he goes to sleep. So whenever he whenever, I think the stream still keeps going, but he sleeps, then he wakes back up, then the counter resumes. So the subathon only counts the active hours streamed. So best of luck to Sal, best of luck when it comes to that subathon. I know it's been quite successful. We've raided him a couple of times over the past week as well, so best of luck as we settle in. And this is going to be an interesting matchup here. Hatsu, of course, a good friend of the channel. Hatsu, a tournament organizer herself, and also a caster and streamer every now and then. Hatsu has been getting better and better results over the past couple of months, I would say, causing some upsets, taking some maps off some big names, typically off of cheese, typically off of aggression is what I will say. And I'm curious how she compares to old mate Sal here. I'm quite curious how they compare to each other. Coming into this, I should also emphasize, I shouldn't forget, Gamma. It's Gamma time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Coming into this, I think I flame. Who do I favor? Maybe Sal, like in a normal standard macro game, but I also haven't really casted much of Hatsu as of late either. I've been seeing the results from afar, haven't quite witnessed them myself. I'm assuming more aggressive cheeses did come out on top, but I mean, I'm ready to be proven wrong. I'm ready to experience the ZVT. Let's go. Let us go. Cranky Ducklings subathon win. Oh no. All the time. We pause when light sleeps. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're actually not wrong. Unironically, like, I think we've been asked to do so as we are rushing into a Roach War. And here, the Reaper does confirm that being remembered by UpATree is aware of the Reaper. Sorry, of the Roaches, I should say, due to the Reaper. Behind this, going for a third CC before starport. Standard economic build here by UpATree. Oh. Standard economic build here, and likewise should be safe against any Roach commitment. I mean, especially with Banshee production. Speaking of, there's the add-on swap into Banshees. Banshees are ideal to shut down Roach aggression, assuming Hatsu commits. Now, Hatsu knows she got scouted. The Reaper did check behind the mineral line, so she's fully aware. Despite that, might still commit anyway. Hellions, they do threaten to dive. Meanwhile, there's not actually much to defend. Oh, there's not many units here. We have 5 Roaches on the way, 2 Lings as well. Reapers, they do wreak havoc. So far, 2 drones go down. They're going for more damage in the main. Oh, can I get one more? There we go. 3 drone kills. Not too bad, but what do we see in production? Roaches, Lings, and nothing else. Hatsu is going for an all-in. No more drones here at the natural. No drones whatsoever here at the third. It's going to be all or nothing. Basically, 1 base all-in. I mean, really, 1.5 base all-in here. 27 workers, just mass Roach Ling flooding across the map. Back at home, we need some city. Thankfully, the Hellions are being pinned back. Likewise, Banshees are massing. This is going to be the ideal setup here by UpATree. I would love to see some SimCity, though. UpATree, he's not fully aware of what he scouted. He should have noticed the lack of saturation at the natural. Alas, didn't quite piece it all together here, and as a result, there is some lacking SimCity here at the natural base, but he does have 6 Hellions. Oh my god. Helivol's going up. Here come the Roaches. Roaches, they do lead the charge. They zone away the Hellions. Banshees should be racing back home. They do turn back around. Yeah, they turn back around. So far, Roaches, they zone away the Hellions, and the Lings, they can bust into the mineral line. That at least is the ideal. So far, the boys are being pulled. Good position here with the Hellions. They pull back. Lings, they can't really get much done, and there aren't enough Roaches. Yeah, they're being targeted down. Good target firing out of Sal. Does target every single Roach, and with that, Sal will hold. The Roach is going to fall. Lings as well. With this, Sal also barely loses any SCVs. 8 SCVs go down. Sal's still ahead, and behind this, Hatsu running out of steam. Again, a big way that this kind of does take down Terran players is, of course, the surprise factor, like catching them off guard, catching them by surprise. If Sal was active with these Hellions, if he was out on the map, then they could have been caught, and then that could have been game then and there. Also, if Sal didn't open up Banshee, likewise, or I should say, if the Banshees were across the map, if they were across the map instead, if they weren't at home to defend, then Hatsu could have been more successful, but alas, everything was back at home anyway, even without the Sim City, and with that, Sal, he's looking good, is ahead. Does take a lead. Banshees, they hit the main. They hit the main base. They're going to be able to target down the workers, target down the queen as well. They can one shots. They can, and they will. And drones are going to be going down one after the other. Oh. Taking down the queen. And yeah, even just forcing the queens to rotate from the natural as well. And once they force this rotation, the Hellions, they can go for a dive. But now just staying in the middle of the map. Hatsu going for a second all-in. Hatsu has not been droning. Lings, they move out. They catch out some of the Hellions. Not bad. Hellions are forced back. Alas, 2 more Hellions go down. All 6 Hellions do fall. And back at home, we do have a full wall. We have eBays, we have depots, Marines are amassing as we speak. Not too many Marines, and we should be seeing a Bane bust. Baneliness is now done for Hatsu. Hatsu not making any more Roaches, just purely Lings, and soon to be Banelings as well. We're waiting for the Banelings. Waiting for that moment. Also, Este Jimmy in the chat. Why are you awake, huh? Why are you awake, Este Jimmy? Take care, Bobby. Take care. Best of luck. Best of luck. Hopefully, we're able to cast some Jimmy later on down the line in the bracket, in the tournament. So now Sal does have his third, getting it saturated, getting it muled. Bio Army moves out. Hatsu is now droning up, but this saturation is late. It's just very late droning here from Hatsu. Is falling behind. It doesn't have any upgrades. Lair is still halfway done. The Evo chambers. Sal can achieve a lot here with a little. I mean, I say that, still not too many Marines. There's not really that much to work with here. As there are only 9 Marines with 2 medevacs. So Hatsu should be able to survive this initial aggression and eventually saturate this third base. What I'm most worried about, though, is the follow-up push. Follow-up move out here from Sal. Does come in, does get 3 drones. Takes up. Pulls out. And behind this, Sal just, again, safely saturating back at home, building up a greater tank bio army. Getting to those upgrades. And again, eventually, this is going to move out. And this is what I'm concerned by. That's a lot of Terran. That's a lot of bio. There's a lot of bio here. Then we have double upgrades on the way for Hatsu. Again, Hatsu needs time. Needs the ideal to occur here, which is either UpATree making mistakes here in the attack, or just backing off and being more passive and getting a 4th base, getting a 5th base, maxing out. Unfortunately, that's not happening. The attack is here. The fight is now. Sal does them in. Hatsu trying to respond. Alas, Bailey speed just began. And there's just barely a standing army here. Nice target firing on the Bailey. So 1 Bailey does connect. But just the 1 bailing, and the Marines, they can stim, they can win. The base goes down, the drones, I mean, there's no escaping this. He stuns steps forward, takes down the queens, and there's just not much of an army left over. There's no remaining bailings. There are some lings trickling in. But again, there's 0-0 lings. GG gets called, and UpATree will take game number 1. Whew. GG. UpATree will take a lead in the series, and we're here to find out, do we get an ace match? Can we bring it back? Now, again, my assumption was that Hatsu was being hyper aggressive and hyper cheesy when it came to catching some of these pro players off guard. I'm concerned just because I feel like Hatsu's hand was shown here in game one. In game one, now UpATree is going to be a little more aware. UpATree is going to be a little more safe, I would imagine, and conservative when it comes to approaching Hatsu in this series in game two. So we'll see if we have maybe a different kind of cheese, different kind of all-in, or just a different approach entirely here from Hatsu. We'll see. We shall see. As we are jumping into that second game. Game two is going to be on Whispers of Gold. Let's go. Let us go. So welcome to all this in chat. Had to play every cup I can. I think the last 4 weeks I haven't missed a single cup, which I could participate in. Well, I raised you that challenge, Jimmy. I raised you that challenge because you know what comes back this week? I don't think I've actually said this on stream yet. Sparkling Tuna Cup, and the Tenacious Turtle Tussle as well. Our two open cups, they are returning this week. So I raised you that challenge, Jimmy. Also, you say that you play in everything that you can. Have you been playing? Actually, nah, you're right. I was gonna say, have you been playing in KSL? You did play in a KSL recently. Did you play the most recent KSL though? Hold on. Korean, StarCraft League, the most recent KSL. I know you played in one like at the start of the month. Nah, mate. KSL 67? Where's Jimmy? What's going on? I don't see Jimmy on the bracket. Hold on, let's take a closer look. Yeah. You're not there. Mate, what's going on? Jimmy. That's why it was so bad. Mate, you've played in it before. It's happened. Jimmy. Alright, here we go. Let's get into our next game. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the Canadian Terran player, the Teal Terran, leading the series 1-0. It is UpATree. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the pink Zerg player, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Hatsu. Here we go. As we are settling in, once again, hatch first out of Hatsu. I feel like I have to bear that in mind when it comes to covering our Zerg player here. Likewise, UpATree going for a racked expand as well. Standard opener here is all around. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild early on. Not yet. Not yet. Just catching up. I think it sounds like 4 a.m. I mean, you played in one. You may as well play in all of them, right? Aye. What days did it even happen? It happens over the weekend. It happens on the weekends. You're fine. You're fine. Jimmy. SMH, my head. But yeah, our tournaments are coming back, and our tournaments they're at a more reasonable time for you. I mean, our Turtle Tussle, for example, starts earlier than this event. It starts 1 hour earlier than PiGosaur Monday. So we got you covered with TTT. Also has a pretty good prize pool as well. And Sparkling Tuna Cup did recently boost its prize pool as well through our Patreon. For those of you that are listening in the chat, if you would like to support our tournaments, you can do so via Patreon if you wish, to boost that prize pool even further. For now though, we are going to be calming things down here. No crazy aggression yet, no crazy tech so far. I would imagine that UpATree is going to go for the same opener, going for a third CC before Starport, economic build into Banshees. Just a really safe and economic way to open up here in TvZ. There's no reason to really divert from the norm, especially if you're a little bit concerned about your opponents going for some kind of all-in or going for some kind of cheese. Can keep you safe and secure. Reaper dips in. And our eyes are on Hatsu here. So far, joining up a little bit, massing up some lings in the main. Does get up to 8 lings, so has made a couple of extra, but then we go back to droning. Back to droning up. And again, we're trying to keep our eyes open here for any early tech. Now, it's possible that this time Hatsu might be more comfortable dealing with the Reaper first before throwing down any kind of tech structure. Oh, as Reaper is going to get away. But if you recall, last game, UpATree did scout the Roach Ward. UpATree was able to scout. And back at home, there it is. Third CC before Starport. So again, just really standard economic opener here by Sal. Very safe. Very stock standard. Moving out with the initial Hellions. And, ooh, it's going to be a sub 4 minute lair. Okay. Yeah, my attention. That was what, like a 350, 355 lair timing? Okay. Now, with a fast lair like this can lead into a couple of different directions. If another gas geyser gets taken, this could be for a Nidus-based all-in, like Link Queen Nidus. If all gases are taken, this could be 2-base Muta, this could be a Muta rush, could be like something crazy like a Hydra rush, which isn't really seen too often here, unless you're Miyamaika. True, Miyamaika does have like a 2-base Hydra opener that he does enjoy going for in this matchup as well. But so far, no extra gases yet. There's no Overlord speed either. Without Overlord speed, we do not expect Drop Lord play. Evo Chamber. Double Evo. Well, hold on. What's going on? This is out of left field. Double Evo Chamber, double upgrades. Are we going into a fast infestation pit? No shot. Are we gonna go 1-1 mass ling into fast infestation pit, into fast, what, ultras? Into fast hive? For now, though, Hellions are wreaking havoc and drones are going down, and we don't have enough to defend. There's not enough here. I want to know what's happening here, but alas, we might not get there as Hellions, they bust into the main base, into the natural. Drones are getting roasted, Links as well. Brutal position here behind the mineral line, and this is already becoming far too much damage. I'm afraid to look. How many drone kills? 18. Oh my god. 19 drones going to be going down. Here comes the Link Flood from Hatsu. But again, that is just far too much damage. Unfortunately, Hatsu did cut Queens, did cut Link production in favor of trying to rush into this tech. And I mean, as a result, we saw what happened. The Hellions, they just roasted the mineral lines. Bailing us now on the way. At this point, I think if we did plan on rushing to some higher form of tech here, it's too late for that. Now it's time to Bane Bust. You cannot macro out of this. Not after losing, what, almost 20 workers. Almost impossible to macro back out. So, bailing this makes sense. I would imagine we're going to try and go for a bust. For now, Sal just chilling. Just chilling. Throwing down more Rexes. Eventually taking a third base. Hatsu is redroning. And my assumption is that Hatsu is going to prioritize bailing speed and delay Evo Chamber upgrades. That is my assumption here, but we'll see. Ooh, as actually, never mind. we're going for all the upgrades. 1-1 and bailing speed. Ambitious. This does mean that this is going to be a later timing and a later attack from Hatsu. The downside, of course, as we're seeing here, is that Hatsu has to focus on spending all this lava to redrone and resaturate, which means that the army itself is staying stagnant. It means that UpATree is, building up over time and will soon snowball out of control. Can hit a very strong timing with 1-1, with Stim, with combat shields, with a big tank-based push, very similar to what we saw last game. As UpATree is building up to that point. Here we go. Can't go full degen over the week. Oh no. That's probably a good thing. That's probably a good thing. If your partner is making you not go full degen. Feels good, man. Feels good. Get your sleep, Pappy. Get your sleep. At least on the weekends. Full degen every other day. But just oh no. We're getting there. Behind this infestation bit. We assumed, if you recall, that this was going to be a Ling Bane into Ultra. So infestation bit into Hive. The other option, which I wouldn't be opposed to if we can get there, is fast infestors to survive. To buy time, to lock down the army, and to get to the stage where we can rush into Hive. Well, we'll see if we can get there. As here comes reinforcements. The Hellions, so far the tank army being left at home. That's a lot of Marines though. That's a lot of buy. And there it is, Hive. Again, so our assumption was Ultra Rush, and it does look like that is going to be the case here. Can we get to the Ultras though? I'm a little bit more skeptical of that. A little bit more skeptical. For now, Sal poking in. Making 12. Oh, he's A-Raxing. I just realized. It is going to be an A-Rax out of Sal. What is an A-Rax? A 3-base all-in. It's a 3-base all-in. Basically, Sal, he is skipping gases at the 3rd. He's not throwing down a 4th CC, not throwing down another factory. No add-ons here on these 3 Raxes. Just a full 8-Rax 3-base all-in. And here comes a death bull of an army as a result. And because of the early economic damage, Hatsu just cannot compare here. Again, losing 20 workers that early on is brutal at this level of play. And we're hoping for a miracle hold here. There are some Bailings. But gee, there are just so many Marines. Hatsu does dive in. Goes for the dive, gets on top of the tank. But last, the Bio Army just overwhelms. GG gets called. And UpATree will take game number 2 in the series at 2-0. GG. GG, well played. UpATree will claim the series, will advance on into the next round. Shout out to Hatsu though for again being very active when it comes to competing in a lot of these events, and likewise has been improving quite a lot over time. Trying to catch out a Terran player though when it comes to these all-ins can be quite difficult early on. Again, it was a shame that in game 1 the Roach Warren got scattered. Here in game 2 was punished by the Mass Hellion as well, despite gearing up towards that Mass Sling Bane into Ultra, losing 19 workers before the build could really get going was a brutal outcome there. It was brutal to see, brutal to watch. The roast was real. Regardless, GG well played. Sal will advance on, and from here, where are we headed? Who's in the next round? Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves as we catch up here on the bracket, and I'm sure we have some updates to indulge in. Let's go. Oh my god.